In this video,
I've been in between for 45 minutes now.
in partnership with Age of Union.
Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Let's get together for a new video. It's been a while since I made a video, sorry. I'm going to share about my last encounter with Maurice. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw some pictures, particularly of Maurice with a wound on the right side, on the top of his right side face. So I'm going to explain what happened. Firstly, it's been a while since I met Maurice. It's roughly 2 months. And you should know that there's a lot of fruits in the Doulan forest currently. For the last 4 years, it's undeniably the time when there's the most fruit. So in fact, the animals really don't struggle looking for their food. And it could be that this plays a role in the social relationships of the animals because they don't have to expend any energy to find fruit. So then they're free to focus on territorial disputes, social relations, mating, and so on. That's one of my theories anyway. In any case, it's obvious because it's totally easy for them to hunt for their food, unlike some seasons when the orangutans are forced to eat, for example, bark from trees because there's no fruit. So here I am in the Doulan forest. The boys had told me that there had been vocalizations from big orangutan males. So I head over to that area, I wait there a while, and then I hear vocalizations in the distance. So I head toward the area. I walk for about 3 to 4 kilometers. And all of a sudden, an orangutan surprises me with the famous kiss kick that orangutans do when they're stressed, or when they see humans who they're surprised by. But they do it better than me. So I turn around, keep a low profile, I try to see which orangutan it is. It's Maurice. Since it's Maurice, of course, he has a reflex action. He lets out his vocalizations and runs away. He must have been on the ground when he saw humans. That's why he reacted that way. To let him know it's me, I immediately make the sounds I usually do when I meet Maurice. Basically, I'm like, "Hey, it's Chanee." And then, as you see in the pictures, he immediately stops and looks at me. And he realizes that it's not just any human, it's Chanee. Well, let's see. To him, anyway, I'm a human who doesn't want to hurt him, and he understands that. So I look through my binoculars, and sure enough, it's Maurice. But I also notice that he has a wound, and from his behavior I can tell he's stressed. Not because I'm there, but because he's looking somewhere else. And that's when I think, hey, something's going on. Right from the start, the injury indicates he must have been in a fight with another large male orangutan. That's how they inflict these kinds of injuries. And I see him stressed. I've rarely seen him like this before. I've seen him. You've seen him in a previous video, in conflict with another orangutan. But then it was on his territory. And he had scared him away with a lot of confidence, even though I had given him a little help. Maurice moves towards the other male. They could fight to the death. But this time, it's not the case at all. Here we are entirely up north. We are several kilometers away from the core of his territory. He's not with his family, and he is truly worried and stressed. And after 15 minutes, I hear something on the ground, an animal walking. I realize it's another orangutan that Maurice is looking at. And he is really scared. And the other large male appears on the ground. He moves extremely fast to attack Maurice. He really wants to attack him. And then I didn't think. I stand up. And I ran towards the orangutan screaming. And so he was ready to attack Maurice. He was in the process of attacking him, and it may have already been him who made this wound on him. So with much assurance, and suddenly he sees a human coming, and I found myself at 1.3 meters away from the big male, who climbed up a tree because he was completely lost, and he lose all his confidence. What's happening is that I intervened. I discovered Maurice. He has a big wound on his forehead. 10 minutes later, he was charged by a male, a new male I don't know. And I intervened. I know some people will say it's not right to interfere with nature, but I'm not interfering, I'm just helping a friend. Maurice stays right behind me, and there, just above me, is the other male. I have been stuck between them for 45 minutes now. And the orangutan climbed up the tree. I kept yelling, and Maurice always stayed behind me. And it's funny because the larger male climbed quite high into the trees because he wanted to find safety. And Maurice quickly understood that I was on his side. He knows me, and he stayed quite low in the trees all the time, and behind me. So I was always between the two orangutans, and he became much calmer. He actually doesn't dare to go past me. Maurice stays behind me. He stayed lower than the other male. He didn't try to run away. He simply always stayed behind me. And then I realized that something had happened with Maurice. Something happened during the habituation I'm doing with Maurice. Because he instantly realized that I was on his side, the other orangutan must have been thinking, "Who is this madman?" while Maurice felt safe. This is Maurice. And he knew that as long as I was there, he wouldn't get attacked by the other male. And this went on for more than 2 hours. It lasted more than 2 hours until the other male finally gave up, and Maurice slowly headed back south to the heart of his territory. And the interesting thing is, he was constantly watching me, and he was pretty low in the trees. Quite close, he started eating. Then at some point it started raining, so I put on my rain jacket. Then at some point it really started pouring hard, so I put on the hood, and Maurice kept looking at me. And the moment I put on the hood, he looked at me and broke, as orangutans often do, he broke the top of a tree with big, big leaves. So he grabbed a clump of big leaves and boom, he put it over his head. Maurice just now, he took this and used it as an umbrella. I had seen it in documentaries, but never in real life. And I couldn't film because it was raining way too hard. I couldn't get the camera out, but it was quite funny. Then it was time to head home because I didn't want to return at night. I had a long walk ahead. And when he started walking away, it's funny because Maurice kept looking back as if he's thinking, is he following me? Is he coming with me or not? With the rain, Maurice takes this as an opportunity to leave. I let him go. I'm staying here for another 10 minutes to make sure Maurice gets a good head start from the other male. That male, bothered by the rain, doesn't really know where I am. There's a lot of fruit in the forest right now. And this is one of the first times there was a real connection between Maurice and me. Up until now, he looked at me as an observer, but now I've become a bit part of the situation. It's incredible how Maurice understood that I helped him. As soon as I started screaming loudly towards that other male, and I moved towards him while he was on the ground. And Maurice, after stopping, he always comes behind me. It was really a two-person front. That feeling is quite awesome. Again, some would say it's a natural process. I don't have to interfere. But he's a friend. I helped out a buddy today. It's not like I'm going to change things around here in Dulan by helping him for a day. It's not going to revolutionize how the orangutan population works in the Dulan forest. When I was there at that time, we both faced this other male that I didn't know about. Now there you have it. Maurice is safe. So I really want to go back to the forest. So to keep you informed, we're going to make a new deal to make sure we have more land, especially south of the Dulan forest. I told you about it in a previous video. We'll probably finalize this by the end of February, beginning of March. Thanks a lot to the support of new foundations. I'll make a video of the deal. There you go. Thank you very much. Keep supporting us. Because of you, we can keep this forest safe and secure the orangutan in it. Thank you so much.